You want to learn how to make a round challah 10 easy different ways for your Rosh Hashanah challah to be spectacular? You are at the right place, because by the end of this video you will know how to make 2 kinds of weaved challah, 3 easy braided challah, a beautiful stuffed challah, a honey dish pull-apart challah, a crown, a rose, and a pomegranate round challah. I will encourage you to use my foolproof challah recipe for best results. Do not forget to stay until the end of the video so I can share with you one last secret on how to make round challah more delicious and beautiful than any other one. So let's jump into it. Our first stop will be a weaved challah. Put your strands in a hashtag formation, making sure the strands are crisscrossing the others over and under. Take the strand that is over the other strand and pass it under its neighbor. Over and pass it under, over, under. Repeat it one last time, over, under. You will repeat the process in the same direction, but now you're going to start by the one that was under and pass it over its neighbor. Under, over, under, over. Repeat the process until you do not have enough length in your strands of challah to continue. Pinch the ends together and tuck them underneath your challah. As an addition, you can cut a piece of dough to decorate your challah. Here I'm going to use a cookie cutter shaped as a Magen David or Star of David, and I will add it on the top of the round challah. For your second round challah design, you will do a plain 3-strand braid challah, and you will put it aside. Roll 2 long thin strands of challah, about 18 to 24 inches long, and twist the 2 strands together. Roll them on themselves, then roll the braid around your twisted center. The third version for your round challah for Rosh Hashanah, you will use a honey dish. Whether it is like this one in metal or you simply do not have an oven-proof dish, take a piece of aluminum foil, fold it onto itself, and put it around the edges of your honey dish. Cover it with a parchment paper and fill it with a ball of aluminum foil to keep its shape. Then place it at the center of your round baking dish. Form a knot and place it in the round baking dish. Repeat the process, leaving enough space between them for the dough to grow. You can also replace the knot's shape with small rolls. The fourth way to make your round challah is a weaved challah, but this time you will use 6 strands. Place your strands like a tic-tac-toe, making sure that each strand goes over and under each other. Braid all the ends together like a regular 3-strand braid, making sure to braid them loosely at first to avoid them splitting open during baking. Tuck the ends under your challah and add 10 minutes to your baking time due to the thickness of your challah. The fifth version is a round rose challah. Take your dough and roll it to 1/6 of an inch in thickness. Take a large 3-inch cookie cutter or a bowl, dip the edges in flour, and cut 5 circles. Align them on top of the other, making sure they overlap. Starting from the first petal, roll it up to form a rose. To make it hold together, place in a piece of aluminum foil, fold it to match the height of the rose, cover it with parchment paper, put it loosely around the rose and secure it using the edges of the aluminum foil. The 6th way to make your round challah bread will be to braid a 3-strand challah. Roll a separate long strand of challah about 24 to 30 inches and put it aside. Roll the braid onto itself, then roll the tail end of the braid around the center of your round challah, forming a giant rose. Attach the single strand of challah around your rose, then roll it onto itself to complete your round challah rose. The seventh way how to make round challah will start by rolling out your dough in a rectangular shape of a 9 by 15 inch in dimension. Using your rolling pin as a guide, cut straight lines at regular interval on your dough. Continue the process until you have reached across your dough. Slowly roll the dough onto itself. Then connect the two edges. The eighth way to plait your round challah is to form a long strand and roll it onto itself. But because I know you are here to up your Rosh Hashanah round challah game, let's make a stuffed round challah. Start the same way, rolling out your dough and form a long log about 24 to 30 inches long. Using your rolling pin, flatten the strand. Add your favorite filling. Here I will use apple butter, but you could use Nutella, cinnamon sugar, whatever your heart desires. Spread a nice layer, but not too much as it will ooze out. Add some very small cubed apples so they will be able to bake with the challah. And place them in the middle of the strand. As a pro tip, do not simply pinch the edges of your challah together as it will not stick. Take the outer part of the strand and bring them out and over to the other side. Continue the process until it is fully closed. Roll out your stuffed challah to distribute evenly the filling. On the parchment paper, roll carefully and slowly your stuffed challah. You could also stop here, but for more of a wow effect, add some thinly sliced apples in the seam of your round challah, making sure that every apple overlaps. Your ninth way to make a round challah is, in my opinion, the cutest way, especially if you're having guests, is to make individual pomegranate round challah. Take a small piece of dough and make it into a perfect ball. Put it aside, then take a very small piece of challah and form another small ball. Make 4 cuts on the top of the small ball using scissors. Place them together and you have your perfect pomegranate challah. Our 10th and last round challah for my challah expert or anyone who wants a good challenge, using 7 strands of challah, braid 3 strands at a time, starting from the right to the left. Repeat the braiding, adding the neighbor's strand to form an intricate weaving. Cut the edges off. Roll loosely your challah onto itself. Tuck the sides. You are left with the most intricate braided round challah. I hope that this video was useful for you. As promised, here is the ultimate pro tip for your round challah to be a success. The secret is to put meaning and love into it while you're shaping your challah. Make sure to think of your loved ones, yourself. What do you want for this new year to bring you? Love, health, peace? This is one of the reasons we make round challah for Rosh Hashanah. It is to signify that we have completed a year and it is the time for new beginnings, new chances, new opportunities. I will wish you a shana tova, a happy new year filled with love, success, joy, and above all, a lot of health. If you are here with me until the end, write the circle of life in the comments so I know I was not alone. Until next time, stay safe, stay blessed, and don't forget to frum it up.